No, I know it's been a rough couple of weeks, but I guess the good thing about this sport is that every week you get a new opportunity. So how do you look ahead to Indianapolis and just your outlook on this weekend?
Yeah, we're excited for it. I think Indy's an awesome place, and I had a lot of fun there last year. So, with that being said, I'm excited. It's another week to get onto the racetrack and try to have a good run. We've had good speed, pretty much all year. Just have had atrocious luck. Just getting collected in wrecks, and uh, it's been a bummer. But we're looking forward to the positives, and that's the opportunity that's ahead.
No, I was curious. You mentioned this earlier with the bad luck you guys have had. Can you give me some insight into the conversations you and Drew have had, especially when you're running like eighth last week and you get wrecked from behind trying to avoid a wreck? How do you guys handle that situation moving forward to Indy where you were fast last year?
I think the beginning of the year, the thing we've kind of banked on is our speed when we show up. I mean, we started last this past weekend because we got, spun out twice at Sonoma. The second time it took us out of the race. Um, so we started last or second to last. We started 36 and drove up within the top 15, just kept chipping away at it all day. And, put ourselves in a decent opportunity up in the top 10 at the end of the race this past weekend. So that's kind of been the story of the year. Um, the 54 hit us and wheelbarrowed us down the front straightaway and wrecked. Just gotten collected in a lot of wrecks, and it's pretty frustrating. And I think the speed of our race cars kind of keep us focused and confident when we go to the track. If you don't have the speed and you're getting in wrecks and stuff, you're like, man, I can't catch a break. But right now, it goes up and down. The beginning of the year, we're just kind of trying to sell blue sky. Hey, it's going to be okay. Like this is eventually going to turn, and maybe more than ever, we're telling ourselves that. But we have the speed. Like this, the speed's not a huge issue. It's just it doesn't matter if we're 30th or fifth or anywhere in between. It seems like we just get caught up in a wreck. I mean, I just look at this year at the Daytona 500. We're up in the top 6 or 7 in the closing laps, and you know, Stenhouse and Logano get into each other, and we get collected in that. Then we go to Atlanta, and the 99 spins up the racetrack and clips us in the left rear. We go to Phoenix, or we go to Vegas and Phoenix and get collected in wrecks there. I mean, we're running seventh at Vegas with Blaney at the start of stage 3. Drove up there, like had good cars, and it's just like, man, like just gotta finish these things. Like never in my career in anything has, I'm not a big believer in luck, but maybe I am now because it's like I don't know who I pissed off or what happened, but it's definitely not going our way this year. So we just try to look forward to the next week and work as hard as possible and focus on the future and just take it one week at a time. We just say, hey, we got an opportunity this weekend at Indy. Let's prepare like we're gonna try and win the race. And no matter what happens, it's definitely degrading, I would say, to wreck, and then you just it's almost like you don't know which way is up at times, but you just got to try and keep the confidence and stay focused. And I feel like for as bad as it's gone this year, result wise, we've kept a pretty level head in the grand scheme of things. And I'm proud of the team we got. I'm proud of Drew. It's almost to the point right now where, I mean, we're frustrated, but like we'll just laugh. We'll be like, "Come on, man! Like, dude, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's one of those years, and we keep believing in each other. We trust each other. It'll turn around eventually. It's kind of like roulette. You keep
Mhm.
betting on black, and it's hitting red. Eventually, it's got to turn right. But we'll see. It's not a question of if. It's just when.
I was thinking a lot of times when you're watching the races and you're not in a car, uh, you feel bad for somebody if they get caught up in a wreck. What was your mentality, though, going into that race, thinking the last thing I need to do is to get wrecked or get caught up in it, and then trying to avoid it, and what that is like internally and mentally for you and for drivers?
Yeah, you got to be aggressive, right? But in 2023, I wrecked a lot on my own and tore up a lot of stuff. I feel like it's different this year. I I've definitely made mistakes, but a majority of the incidents have just been being an innocent bystander in the situation, in my opinion. And for those that pay attention, I feel like they probably agree. But we chipped away this weekend at it, started 36 and worked our way up in the top 15. We were running eighth when we got involved in that crash. It's challenging because you don't want to be tearing up stuff. Be one thing, like I said, if I was spinning out and wrecking every weekend, I think that's a little more challenging of a situation. But um, like I feel like I'm in pretty good control. So um, you just try and take it week by week and prepare like it's going to be a smooth, solid race and clean race. But obviously, stuff happens, and we've seen examples of that this year.
Do you feel like as you mature, because we've been watching you grow up a bit as we've covered you in this sport, do you feel like these challenges are what a lot of people go through, and that the ones that succeed really are the ones that don't let them mentally tear them apart? Because it really is a tough sport when it comes to that.
Yeah, that's what they say, I guess, is yeah, the great ones go through challenges, but I don't know, I'm kind of over over I just want a week to go good, but I know that it does definitely build you up during these times. Like you definitely work on yourself and focus on yourself and just try to become better when you're winning every race and you're on top of the world. You don't feel like you need a lot of improvement, but it's times when you're in the trenches where you really get down in the weeds and look yourself in the mirror and you know have a lot of recollection and reflection, I should say. So it it's tough, but get through it.